my previous two videos, I spoke about the two basic sitting postures which form the basis, the foundation of the whole school of Tantra or Yoga. But it is important to understand that these practices, even though they are very potent because they are very effective. They will change the very structure of your body. Will also, you can just make out, just by looking at the two practices, you can make out that uh, the whole lower section of your body, including the joints of your legs and the lower spine, the lumbar region, and the hip joints, that entire section of your body would actually be very mobile, very flexible, and will remain healthy forever if you keep practicing uh, those two postures. But it's also important to understand that the the natural position of the joints of the legs, namely the position, the actual function, rather, the actual function of the knee joints and the joints of your legs is to bear the weight of your entire body. So, if you are practicing uh, these practices, it is important uh, to also be as safe as possible. It is important to take the safety precautions, the safety measures that will ensure that you don't harm or injure your body. Because, as you can see, even though something is extremely potent in keeping the body healthy, uh, the most potent things are also most dangerous things if not done properly. And me teaching through these videos is a one-way process. I can't see the way you are practicing. I don't get any feedback from you because I'm just this is just a one-way transmission. I'm teaching you yoga, but I'm not looking at how you are practicing. So it's important that people are as safe as possible, which is why I have made this video to talk about certain safety precautions, safety measures that you have to take. Apart from the fact that whenever you're practicing Vajrasan, you're supposed to keep stretching the foot, stretching the legs the way I showed you, and also practicing the dorsal stretch known as the Paschimottanasana, wherein you stretch the feet towards you and then you keep the knees straight and you bend down as much as possible, keeping the back as straight as possible. So this practice will obviously ensure that the knee joint and the joints of the legs remain healthy even after the practice of these two tantric practices. But apart from that, you should also ensure that you do something that simulates the actual function of the knee joint, which is to take the weight of your body. So whenever you practice the lotus pose and the diamond pose or the thunderbolt pose, it is important that you follow it up with, uh, of course, the stretch that I mentioned before, the Paschimottanasana, as well as trying to do something that simulates the actual function of the knee. That is, you're putting weight on the heels as well as on the balls of the foot. Now, in Tantra, there are two dynamic exercises, or rather, tantric practices, tantric dances that a person both there's one for the male human body and one for the female human body. Both these practices are extremely beneficial, and these are the practices that are done normally after you practice the static postures, namely these asanas. So when you practice those dynamic exercises, you will actually be putting a lot of weight on the knee joint, and it will create the right kind of impact that will ensure that not only are the joints of your legs flexible, but they are also strong and are able to carry out the function of taking the weight of your body. So, but those tantric dances, I will be talking about them a bit later in another video, because those practices require a certain level of mobility, flexibility, and agility for you to master. So, I will be talking about them a bit later. But before that, what you can do is you can walk a little bit on the ball of the foot after practicing. Whenever you practice Vajrasan and Padmasana, what you can do is apart from the stretching, But I assure you, you can also walk on the balls of the foot like this, and then you'd walk like this a few times. This is very important because you're simulating the actual function of the knee joint. It is not meant to twist and turn the way we do when we are sitting in the yogic postures, but the actual function is to take the weight. So walk on the balls of the foot for a few rounds, like 4 to 5 times back and forth, and then walk on the heels of the feet. So this will make sure that the joints of your legs are healthy. And initially, when you are not able to do the advanced dynamic exercises that I will be talking about later on, initially you can do these things to ensure that the practice of these asanas don't harm or injure you in any way. So that was it for now. I hope you make sure that you stay safe, make sure that you practice everything with proper caution, make sure that you don't do anything that seems unhealthy, and also ensure that you follow each and every step slowly and steadily. Do not be in a hurry to become healthy and fit. Take the proper approach, follow the proper technique, because that is what this is. This is a technique. This is tantra. This is technique. You have to follow the proper technique. Only then it will work, or else it can cause problems also. So, and also there will be a little bit of soreness when you practice with all these practices, right? Starting from class number 1 to class number 7, and this class number 8. When you do all of these things, there will be a little bit of soreness in your body. That is to be expected, because that is how all the exercises are. But you shouldn't get discouraged by that. You should consider that as a good sign that your body is changing for good. That is the reason why you get those your muscles start feeling sore, because they are changing. Your body is changing. It will slowly get adapted to the physical stress that you're making it go through. So don't be discouraged by any minor soreness, and also make sure that you follow all the things that I have spoken about till now. Follow them in the right chronological order. I have spoken about them, like I have described them as class number 1 to class number 8, so that you can follow it in the proper chronological order. Doing it this way will ensure that you become healthier, fitter, and like I said, this is one of the most potent physical cultures. Tantra is very potent. It will act on your body very, very quickly. So you follow it according to the chronological sequence that I have mentioned, and also you make sure that you you follow the precautionary measures, safety measures that I spoke about in this video. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching.